Hello, everybody. So, I haven't been live on this page for a while, so I thought it was about time. I started doing some more lives and connecting with you guys, and today I want to talk about the three W's, the what, why, work. And this is really something I use with clients when they're stuck, looking to move forward, want to make changes in their life. And I go through the three W's to really look at, what they truly want and where their priorities lie. We need to know, like, what's a priority? What work are we willing to put in? And that's going to help us figure out what's right for us as well. Like, just because we want something doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing for us. So by going through the three W's, we can kind of assess that a little bit as well. So the first W, sorry, I'm really trying to get comfortable here. The first W is what. So what is it that you want in your life? What do you want to achieve? What things do you want to call into your life? So if you were writing the list of things you want to manifest into your life, what are they? So that's the first thing we need to know, is actually what is it you want? Is it a house? Is it a bigger house? Is it a new car? Is it the dream job? Is it to start your own business? Is it to have children? Is it to travel the world when we're allowed to? Is it caveats of 2020? What is it you actually want? So that's the first thing. And get specific. I want a house. Well, fine. But that doesn't give the universe much to go on. Like, I always think of it like your sat nav, the what. So if you said, or put into your sat nav, I want to go south. Okay, well, you could set off in a southerly direction, but you're not actually going to arrive anywhere because the sat nav's going to be like, I don't know where you mean by south. Like, do you want to go half a mile down the road south, or do you want to go 400 miles south? Like, it's not clear. So you might get a bit more specific and say, okay, I want to go to, randomly trying to think of somewhere south from where I live, Birmingham. For me, that's south from where I live in England. So the sat nav will go, okay, Birmingham, great. Where? So it'll pick the centre, a street in the centre of Birmingham, and take you there. But that might not actually be where you want to go. You might want to be on the outskirts, or you might want to be actually in a town near Birmingham, or whatever else. So in order to actually get what you want and get to where you want to be, you have to put in an address. And when we're thinking about what we want to call into our lives, we have to do the same thing. We have to basically give it coordinates. So if you just say, I want a house, well, great. Where? What size? What price bracket? There's so many unanswered questions. You might go, okay, I want a house with 2 bedrooms in Liverpool. Okay, bit more specific, but Liverpool's a big city. There's a lot of different areas. 2-bedroom house can vary massively in size. Do you want a quiet street? Do you want to be on a busy road? Do you want to be near shops? Do you want to be out in the countryside? Like, what? So then I might say, okay, I want a 2-bedroomed house within a 5-mile radius of my place of work so that my commute is 15 minutes or less. I would like to be in a suburban area, so near local shops, but not on a really busy road. See the difference? See what the universe can start to do with that information now? It can be like, okay, we know what you're looking for. So the first thing I would say is get clear on your what. Get really clear on your what, of what you actually want, and get specific. Really, really get specific. Think of it like putting the details into your sat nav. Then once we've got clear on the what, we need to know why. Like, the universe likes direction. The universe likes to know what we're going to do with what we're calling in. So, a house, okay, fair enough to live in. That one's quite clear. But it might not be. You might want to get a house so that you can let it out and bring in an income from that. So get really specific about why. And this becomes even more important when you're calling in money. So if you want to bring financial abundance into your life, and you go, I would like £5,000 a month. Okay. That's what you want. And we've been specific. We've given the amount and how regularly we want that to arrive. So that's fine. Why? What are you going to do with that? What's that going to change in your life? What difference is that going to bring to your life? And how are you going to spend that? So I tend to write the dream budget. So it's the old game, isn't it, of if I won the lottery. But I do it with the realistic, well, not realistic, the joyful amount that I want to bring in per month. And I think, well, what would I do with that money? Okay, well, that would give me X amount to pay on a mortgage for the house that I really want. And then my bills and kind of how much all of that would be. I'd be able to upgrade my car, so that would cost me X amount every month. I would then put so much aside for traveling every month so that I could just take off and go wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. So that would be my travel budget. I would definitely give a certain amount to charity every month. And I know which charities I would give to regularly, so I kind of budget out what I would give to charity, and just really go through, even down to like, well, I like to eat out. So if I was to eat out once a week, then that's how much that would cost. And, I want to build a nest egg and have some savings. So that's what would go into that fund. And I literally break down the dream income into how I would actually spend it. So then when you're calling that in, the universe goes, got it, know exactly what you need that for. Yep, £5,000, that sounds about right, tick. So once you've got your what, you really need to break down that why. And the other thing I would say about the why, needs to be something that gets you fired up. So if you're going, I want a 2-bed house in, I don't know, the town I live in. Why? I don't know, because I can't think of anything else. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? I'm a grown up, supposed to have my own home. Always lived around here, so it may as well be here. It's not very compelling, is it? The universe is kind of going, is that what you really want? I'm not convinced, so I'm not going to give it to you right now until I'm sure that's what you want. So if you're not convinced, the universe isn't going to be convinced, and it's going to hold off until you are convinced. So you've got to really want it, and it's got to fire you up, and it's got to make you excited. So make sure that why really captures you and really, really is what you want, and not what you think you should want or what you think other people think you want. Make sure it's what you actually want, and that the why kind of gets you all fired up. So we've looked at the what, we've looked at the why. And then the third one is the work. And this is the one where people kind of go, but if I'm manifesting something, don't I just put out there what I want and the universe kindly delivers? Sorry to say it, guys, going to burst your bubble now. Nope. And this for me is where some law of attraction stuff and manifestation stuff doesn't go far enough. You have to be willing to put in the work. And when I say work, I don't mean hustle. I don't mean flogging yourself silly. If you want to bring in £5,000 a month, That doesn't mean you have to go and work 80-hour weeks to do it. That's not what I'm talking about when I say work. I've said work because the 3Ws kind of rolls off the tongue a bit better, but really what we're talking about is inspired action. So when the universe pushes you in a certain direction, are you willing to take that leap? Are you willing to meet the universe halfway? So if you want to bring in the $5,000 income, are you willing to take that leap and start your own business? Are you willing to take that leap and go for the promotion? You know, are you willing to bet on yourself, really, and to take that inspired action? If you want the house that you're dreaming of, are you willing to go and view houses until you find the one that's right for you? Are you willing to, you know, sort your finances out so that you can get that mortgage that you want? Are you willing to, I mean, even just down to, are you willing to make the vision board? Are you willing to do this work to work out exactly what you want? You know, one thing a few clients I've worked with were calling in was to shed excess weight. And, you know, sometimes we're not willing to do the hard work that it takes, because that means not always eating the snack, not always eating the chocolate, not always sitting in front of Netflix instead of going out for that walk or to the gym. So you've got to be willing to take the inspired action. The universe will put you in situations that can move you forward towards your goal. Whether that's job opportunities, whether that's business opportunities, whether that's meeting somebody. It might be that they put someone into your life that can help you. You know, you might meet someone and then find out that they know of a house for sale, or that they actually have a job vacancy, or, you know, the universe will bring people into your life that can help you move forward. But you've got to take that action. You've got to connect with that person. You've got to speak to them. You've got to get to know them. You've got to talk to them and let them get to know you, so that that opportunity can open itself up. I hope this is all making sense. Drop me a comment or whatever if you want any more clarification. But basically, this is a really surefire way to manifest. Like, I have changed my life using this technique. And I'll tell you the story from last year. So, sort of around, well, a little earlier than this last year, around sort of September time last year, I knew that I wanted to move back to the northwest of England. I was living up in Scotland, but I'm from this area. And I was feeling homesick and I wanted to come back. And it seemed like a huge task, because I was like, I have to find a new job, and then I have to like actually move across country. And, you know, yes, I've still got some friends and some family here, but I need to like readjust to being back down here. And it felt like a lot of hard work. So I thought, is this what I want? Is it actually what I want? Am I just bored? Am I just a little bit restless? Or is this actually what I want? And I spent some time kind of having a good think about that, and meditated on it, and just kind of really took the time to think and to put myself into that situation. Like, I visualized being back here. I was like, what would my life be like being back here? What would it be like if I worked there? What would it be like if the friends I see like once every few months now were the people I saw every week? You think that, and then COVID hits. But anyway, you know, how would that look for me? And it felt good. And every time I thought about it, I thought, oh, I do want that. I do want it. So that was the first thing, to kind of go, I actually do really want that. So the second thing was like, well, why? Why do I want this? Why is it calling to me? And over the last couple of years before I moved, I'd been visiting down here, and it was a wrench to leave. It just, as much as I'm half Scottish, I love Scotland with all of my heart. And there will always be a piece of me in Scotland. There's part of me that is half Scottish, but this is my home, and this is the, that get you in the gut kind of feeling, and I just love being here. So I made that decision. I was like, that's why. It's because emotionally I feel attached to it, and it's where I want to be, and it's where I want to put down roots. So I knew what I wanted, I knew why I wanted it. And then there was the work. I was like, okay, I have to start applying for jobs, I have to start looking for places to live, and all of this, and I couldn't really get a place to live before I got the job, and crazy. So I started applying for jobs. I applied for 2 jobs and had the interviews for them, didn't get them. So you start to get a little bit despondent at this point, but I was always like, it's never a no from the universe. It's either that it's got something better or it's not the right timing. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to trust. And I was using like job sites, so not going onto companies' own websites, but going onto job sites. And then I was just kind of like, right, charities in the Northwest, where can I think to see if they've got any jobs going? And so the place where I work now, St. Joseph's Hospice, it's a place I've known growing up. Like, I used to drive past there every single day going to school. And when I was a teenager, I said I wanted to work there. Just something about that place has always called me. And I remember visiting there as a teenager, and after that I was like, I want to work here. Just something about, like, it's an end-of-life care facility, but it's really uplifting. Sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. And it just always spoke to me. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go look on their website. Like, chances of them actually looking for a fundraiser right now. Log onto their website. What's the job that's right there? Fundraiser. Exactly the salary that I was looking for. Actually, a little bit more than what I was looking for. And there it was advertised. And I was like, holy smokes, that's the job. So I applied for it and got a call the next day after the application deadline and was offered the interview. Had to kind of rearrange a few things to manage to get down for the interview. First, didn't think I could make it, and then I heard the whispers from the universe that was like, you have to go to this interview. So managed to move a few things around and get down to the interview, which went really, really well. I came out of it knowing I had the job, really, but and you don't want to let yourself believe that until you get that phone call. And so they phoned me back the next day, offered me the job, and that was it. And so from seeing the job advertised on the website to starting, I think was 7 weeks. It was just so fast. And I managed to find a place to live, and that all just happened quite seamlessly. And yeah, it was great. And it's because I knew what I wanted and I was specific. Marketing calls. So yeah, I knew what I wanted and I'd got very, very specific. I knew exactly the type of role I was looking for. I knew exactly the salary that I wanted, and I'd got very specific about that. And I knew where I wanted to move to, and all of that. I knew why. I knew why I wanted to move back here, and I knew why I wanted the job I wanted. And I put in the work. I filled in the applications. I went to the interviews. I looked for houses and found somewhere. So I basically went through my 3 W's to get to where I wanted to be. And as soon as I got clear, on what I wanted, it all just happened within 7 weeks. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So this 3 W's is a technique that I use with my clients, and it's really, really successful in focusing and getting down to the nitty-gritty and the detail so that the universe can then give you exactly what you want. So I've probably rattled on here quite a bit more than I planned to today, but I really wanted to share that with you guys, because I feel it's like really super important. So if it's something that resonates with you, and if there's something in your life that you really want to move forward with, and you want to get clear on, gain that clarity, and really start calling it into your life and taking that action, I do offer what I call soul sessions, but it's really, I mean, it's whatever you want it to be. It's a 90-minute session with me, excuse me, sort of one-off coaching session. And I will bring in a little bit of energy work. I probably will get my oracle cards out because that's who I am. But it's essentially 90 minutes of my time that you can use however you want. So if there is something that you want to really work on in your life and you want to move forward, then we can use this technique within that session and work through it within that 90 minutes to really just give you a plan of action and get you really clear on what it is you want and why, so that you can take that inspired action and do the work as the universe reveals it to you. So I'd love to connect with you guys. I would love to work with you on one of these sessions, and really, really, like, we've only got a few weeks left of 2020, and I know it has not been the best year. Understatement. But there's still time to salvage something from it, and actually we can use so much of 2020 as a learning experience. So if you really want to make a difference and you really want to get 2021 off to a flying start, then let's connect, let's have a chat, and let's just really kickstart it. So I'll put a link below to book a soul session if you want to. It's £77, but for November I am doing a 20% off. So if you want to get booked before the end of November, you don't have to have the session before then, but you just need to book and pay for it. Then I will do 20% off until the end of November, which is an amazing deal for an hour and a half of my time to really, really deep dive into what's keeping you stuck, and let's start getting you moving forward. So if that sounds good, you know the drill. PM me or drop a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. And yeah, let's do it, guys. Speak to you all soon. Bye.